Welcome to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, with your hosts Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Good morning and welcome to the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt. I'm the general manager and executive golf professional at the Ranch Golf and Country Club and host of the VIP Golf Show each and every Sunday morning here on Edmonton Sports Talk, joined, of course, as always, by Curtis Stock. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you joining our show each and every week. If you want to take part in the show, you can text into the show on the text line 780-218-9999. And it is Mother's Day today, so a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there listening. Big shout out to my wife, Jessica. Great wife and fabulous mother to our son, Luke. And also shout out to my mom. I think she's listening now as well. And also to Jess's mom, Anne Marie, who also might be listening. But a big happy Mother's Day to everyone that is listening. You got any Mother's Day shout outs, Stalker?
Yeah, to my wonderful wife, Barb.
All right. Well, this week on the show, as always, a fabulous lineup. In a few minutes, our first guest from TAP Sportnet. We're going to preview the PGA Championship next week with Jack Bushman. Our second guest of the day from 7Gen Golf is Andrew Fox. We'll get you some golf tips with Scott Stiles, the best short game instructor in all of Alberta. We'll go around YEG, and Shaun Piercey from the Ranch will join us here in studio. And our final guest of the day is Brandon McGregor from TaylorMade. We'll get you all caught up on all of TaylorMade's latest and greatest equipment. As always, at 9:40 will be our trivia contest, where one lucky listener will win a custom fitting at the TaylorMade Performance Center and a gift card to the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. This week's question of the week is, what are you most excited for this golf season? Maybe you got a big golf trip planned or something like that you can share with us. Again, text into 780-218-9999. This segment is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. They haven't sent me their live read yet, so I read the last year's live read that they're doing, but I know they have some new tables up at the top of the stadium that you can sit at and get service from servers and whatnot. So they're looking to promote those. They still have a few of those for sale. And I think the Elks are going to be an awfully darn good football team this year, Stalker.
Why do you think that?
Well, did you see what they did on free agent day?
No.
They signed every good player in the league.
Everyone?
Everyone.
There's nobody left.
Well, no, they got them all.
They got them all.
I tell you, there's going to be a home playoff game in Edmonton this year. I'm guaranteeing that.
Okay, we'll mark that down.
All right. Now, I'm excited to welcome Jack Bushman to the show from TAP Sportnet. Good morning, Jack. How you doing today?
Very much for having me on. Excited to break down this year's PGA Championship.
Yeah, excited to do that too. So let's start. What makes Quail Hollow such a challenging and exciting venue for the PGA Championship, and how might the course set up impact the player strategies when they're playing this year?
Yeah, so Quail Hollow, as opposed to most venues that we see for the PGA Championship, US Open, and the Open Championship, which rotate, Quail Hollow is a regular stop on the PGA Tour. Normally hosts the Wells Fargo Championship, now known as the Truist Championship, which is actually going down this week at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, where it was moved since Quail Hollow is hosting this year's PGA Championship. So a lot of us golf fans already have some familiarity with this course because we see it year after year. However, do expect the tournament organizers to beef up the course a little bit, with this being a major championship, expected to stretch over 7,600 yards, making it one of the longest courses on the PGA Tour. Probably going to have thick 4-inch fairway rough that's going to make it even more crucial to be playing from the fairway. And when we last saw Quail Hollow as a major championship venue, it was back in 2017 when Justin Thomas actually won his maiden major championship, and the winning score that week was -8. So it should be a really good challenge for these players, and I'm definitely excited to see how it's going to play out.
Last 3 holes, the Green Mile, are really tough.
Oh, it's an absolute brute down the stretch. If you think your guy is having a good round through the opening 14 or 15 holes, you got to keep your lips sealed because got to get through that green mile before they write down their final score on the scorecard. Last 3 holes, particularly on the weekend, are going to have a huge say in the outcome of this year's tournament.
Yeah, I was looking at the last one, and only 3 players played the stretch under par for the week. Graham DeLay, Webb Simpson, and Kelly Craft, and the others are all over. So it's a tough finish.
And what's super interesting too is just even looking at the leaderboard and even some of the guys that you just mentioned there, you would think driving distance would be a huge key metric this week with how long the course is going to be playing.
Right.
But a lot of those guys that finished high up on the leaderboard are guys who consistently hit fairways, and same with those guys that you just mentioned there. So should make it interesting in terms of how people try to strategize Quail Hollow this week.
How will they play number 4?
Number 4, it's going to be tough in its own right. Just trying to hit the fairways here, because if you're trying to play from that 3-4 inch rough, it's going to make it so impossible to use a long club in order to hold these green complexes. It's going to be interesting.
Joining us on the VIP Golf Show is Jack Bushman from Tap Sportnet. We got to talk about Rory. Jack, he just completed the career Grand Slam at Augusta. What do you see his chances of winning another major championship here next week?
Yeah, I think Rory's going to be the betting favorite heading into the weekend, rightfully so. He's already got 3 wins under his belt this season. Of course, took down the Masters to finally achieve the career Grand Slam. And it just feels like now that Rory's checked that box finally off of his list, you would think he's just going to be so freed up the rest of the way. And Quail Hollow is an ideal major venue for Rory McIlroy. He's had more success here than anywhere else in his entire career. 4 wins on this golf course. Scary to think about a freed up Rory McIlroy on a place that he calls home.
Scotty Scheffler is not going to be afraid of him.
Scotty Scheffler most certainly is not going to be afraid of him, of course, coming off of an 8-shot victory his last time out for his first win in 2025. You got to figure both Rory and Scotty are going to be right there in the mix come the weekend, which is exactly what golf fans want.
Who are some of the other rising stars that you see in the picture?
Yeah, a couple of names to keep an eye out for sure. One, Ludwig Aubert, up-and-comer on the PGA Tour, just has the perfect game to go and contend at major championships. Hasn't been on the best stretch here in the last couple of weeks, ever since he won at Torrey Pines for the Genesis Invitational back in February, but I still think his game, the way he drives the golf ball, and his putting upside makes him a perfect fit for Quail Hollow. So definitely keep an eye out for Ludwig Aubert, a name that's going to contend in major championships for the next decade. And then I'm also going to throw a name from the Live Golf Tour, Joaquin Niemann. He's been a huge underachiever in major championships in his career, does not have a top 15. This feels like a really good spot for him. And I'll tell you what, guys, Liv really needs someone like Joaquin Niemann to perform well at majors. It can't just be Bryson moving the needle for them. And there really hasn't been another guy since Brooks Koepka won the 2023 PGA from Liv to really go and make an impact during these majors. So Joaquin Niemann, Liv needs him to have a good tournament. And I think this is a really good spot for him.
So Jack, you just mentioned Liv. I'm just curious, then when the majors now are basically the only time that we get best on best in golf, how much more excited are you for majors now than maybe you were before Liv started? I'm
definitely more excited because there are just a handful of guys that I don't really get to see all that frequently. I'm not someone who's all that intrigued to go and turn on Liv on Sunday to watch its home stretch or anything. It doesn't really move the needle for me like that. And I think it's unfortunate that I'm still missing seeing those guys, and I want to see them more in majors. I think, that's kind of the effect that Liv wants to have on its crowd, but I don't really think it's the attraction that it needs to be. However, with this being the only times that we do get to see the PGA Tour and Liv kind of go head-to-head in the same field, because, of course, they're still having complications working together to get a deal done, it does make it more exciting, but I still wish, they'd find a way to get a deal together to do this more frequently, because I think the golf fans all around the world want to see more of these Rory and Bryson potential battles more than just a couple of times a year. And I think we could get another one of those battles here at Quail Hollow.
Yeah, I think there's no question about that. Now, Murray tells me that you've got a real knack for picking winners. What's the process you use each week, and how do you come up with them?
I do my best. It is not for the faint of heart, I will tell you that. But as Murray knows from my Blackhawks content, as I'm sure we'll get into here in just a second, I am a little bit of a stat nerd, so I'm always diving deep and hard into the analytics. I actually run a bunch of different models, pretty analytically nerdy of me, but really diving into basically any key statistic I can. When I look at golf courses, I really try to find the key metrics that are going to determine who's going to finish in the top 5 or the top 10. Hope to just get a guy in there, and you never know what's going to happen over the weekend. But it's very analytical driven. It's very data based. I try to turn over every single stone that I can, because you never know what's going to be under there.
Who did you pick this week?
For the Truist Championship or the PGA?
No,
for the Truist. For the Truist, I got Sepp Straka, who's tied for the lead going into the final round. Him and Shane Lowry going to be in that final pair. And Sepp can get me across the finish line this week. I'll actually be in Scottsdale next week for one of my best friend's bachelor parties. So major championship going on. Going to be with a lot of my good buddies. Hopefully Sepp can give me some extra money that I can bring to Scottsdale next weekend.
Well, I was going to ask if you actually put money down on Straka, but the answer
100%.
is yes. All right.
100%. This is a great golf course for him.
Yeah, he was off my radar.
So all these picks that I see you posting all the time that you make, you're actually betting on them, and so you're cashing in a lot, aren't you?
1,000%, man. And I keep the numbers for everything, the season totals, keep track of what I'm betting. So I never let it get out of hand or anything, but it's been a really good season thus far. Gotta take your wins when you can get them, because last year Scotty Scheffler was just running amok on the PGA Tour and stealing money out of my pocket every single week. So very happy to already have 4 winners under my belt as we're heading into the PGA Championship, and none sweeter than Cash and Rory winning the Masters to achieve the career Grand Slam. One I'll never forget for sure.
So who are you going to cash on in the PGA Championship?
I really do want to go with Rory. I don't know if his outright odds are going to let me, because he's just going to be so short, and it would probably force me not to wager on anyone else in the field, and I'd have to take Rory versus like 155 guys.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be taking Bryson DeChambeau. I think it's a really great golf course for him. I mentioned 7,600 yards. It should favor players with driving distance and guys who can hit the fairway, and there's no better driver in the world outside of Rory McIlroy than Bryson DeChambeau. That's why I said it shapes up to be another potential Rory versus Bryson battle here at Quail Hollow. I think I'm going to be taking Bryson this time.
So, Jack, where are people able to find information on your picks each week? And for our listeners who may want to tap into your knowledge and maybe try to win some money too, how can they find out all that information?
Yeah, you can check out all of my content over at ontapsportsnet.com. On any social media platform you could basically think of, at Jack Bushman 2. X is probably where I post the most frequently in terms of my golf picks. So if you want any content ahead of the PGA Championship, I'll be pumping a ton out there on X at Jack Bushman 2, as well as at ontapsportsnet.com.
Okay, and now, Jack, you mentioned this earlier, and how I actually know you and whatnot is because you also cover my beloved Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, please.
So, everyone's, but now you guys just never mind for a second. Now, so it just doesn't come from me, because I've been preaching this for a long time. You tell all the listeners, so it's not just from me, that the Blackhawks are on the right track and their future is crazy bright, and there's going to be Stanley Cup championships in the Chicagoland very soon. Listen up, you guys. Years? Listen up. This isn't from me. Listen to Jack.
Yeah, okay, Jack.
Murray, it's been a slow moving train these last couple of years, but there's no doubt about it. The amount of talent that the Blackhawks have stockpiled in their prospect pool, as well as the amount of draft picks, high draft picks, first and second rounders they're going to be having the next 3 years, on top of all the money that they're going to have to spend in free agency. Yes, it's taken a little bit longer than I think us Blackhawks fans would have liked, as the last 3 to 4 seasons they've been down at the basement of the standings, but they have so many young, talented players. And Murray, we really got to see a lot of them on the scene at the end of the regular season. Connor Bedard's obviously the prize jewel that everyone is already familiar with, but kids like Frank Nazar, Sam Renzel, Artem Levshinov, who was the second overall pick in 2024. There's a really deep core. There's a really deep core of promising young studs. We, of course, got the third overall pick in this year's draft, and they really got to go and spend some of that free agent money to give Connor Bedard a little bit more help. They have the financial means to do so. I expect them to make a big splash in free agency summer of 2025 or summer of 2026, and hopefully get this thing turned around. It's a really promising future. It's just taken a while to get all of the pieces on the NHL scene.
Well, last time I looked at my phone, Frankie Nazar already had 2 goals this morning for USA in the World Championship. So let's go Blackhawks. Okay. Anyways, one last quick one for you, Jack. Our question of the week on the show is, what are you most excited about this golf season for you personally?
Oh, I actually didn't get to play all that much last season, so I'm just looking forward to getting out a bit more frequently, quite honestly. And the lovely weather has already started here in the Chicagoland area. We didn't get that, May winter snow, at least knock on wood, up to this point. You never know how things are going to go in Chicago. So courses are just starting to open. My game wasn't all that great last year because there wasn't all that much consistency in terms of me getting out there. So definitely just looking forward to playing more consistently, which should, in theory, keeping my fingers crossed there, help my handicap out a bit.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Jack. Greatly appreciate it, and have yourself a great Sunday.
Thank you so much for having me. Let's go Blackhawks.
You better believe it.
Except for that.
All right. That was Jack Bushman from Task Force. He knows his stuff, doesn't he?
He doesn't know anything, apparently, picking Chicago.
Wow. He doesn't pick them. He covers them. And he's not wrong. Chicago is going to be so good in a couple of years. It's crazy. On the other side of the break, we are going to be visiting with Andrew Fox from 7 Gen Golf. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at VIPgolf.ca.
Ardent Roof Systems is one of only 5 companies in Western Canada with a Platinum Preferred Contractor status from Owens Corning and the recent recipient of the Owens Corning Top Performer in Canada Award. If your roof has seen too many Alberta winters, it's time to give Stacy and the gang from Ardent a call. From repairs to replacement, Ardent will take care of you. Even if you have another quote, get them out to have a look. For more info, hit ardentroofsystems.com. And you can thank me later.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
Escape the ordinary and experience golfing paradise at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Immerse yourself in our exceptional layout and enjoy excellent conditions that will take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself with a unique twist. Tackle the only black sand traps in all of Alberta. And why not extend your stay? Relax in one of our spacious RV lots, offering the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. Visit coalcreek.ca now to book your tee time and plan your unforgettable getaway at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Your perfect golfing escape awaits.
This summer, your golf game stays hot indoors. With the $50 Golf Summer Pass from Country Club Tour, enjoy free indoor golf all summer long at the CCT Indoor Golf Center, right in downtown Edmonton. Tee off on over 90 world-class courses with 28 cutting-edge Unicourse simulators, rain or shine. Or just fine-tune your game on the virtual driving range. Offer valid till June 30th, and you can play from May 1st to September 30th. Your best golf season starts indoors. Visit countryclubtour.com to grab your pass today.
Immerse yourself in a world where golf intertwines with the historic valor of the Canadian Armed Forces. At the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, every round connects you with the courageous stories of our military's past. With fairways set against genuine combat equipment and historic monuments, your game becomes a meaningful link to the legacy of those who've served. And make sure to aim carefully to avoid a memorable shot off a tank. Get your membership and celebrate the challenge of golf and the honor of our armed forces. Visit egmgolf.com for more.
Your logo matters. So if you're gonna put it onto something, it's gonna be tough enough to be useful. Tough Stuff Promotions works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hard-working name. Whether it's promotional items, branded clothing, industrial workwear, golf, or athletics, Tough Stuff works hard for hard-working folks. Get the tough stuff you need when you need it. For easy ordering, call 780-470-4545 or visit Tough.
Did you know golfers average 162 hours a year on their feet? With the Adizero ZG from Adidas Golf, light isn't less, it's more. More Sunset 9s, more stamina with footwear designed to spend hours on your feet. With Light Strike Pro cushioning that boosts efficiency and walking propulsion, you can go out for a long round and enjoy what the course has to offer. Step into the feeling of light all round with Adizero ZG. Right now, during our Addy Buck promotion at participating retailers, when you purchase any new 2025 Adidas golf shoe like the Adizero ZG, you'll receive $50 towards any additional Adidas golf items from the Pro Shop. Adidas.ca.
Get fit with TaylorMade Golf's ultimate custom club fitting experience. The TaylorMade Performance Lab in Woodbridge unites golfers with a personalized fitting session and tailor-made equipment to optimize your game. Highly trained master fitters take an in-depth look at the golf swing utilizing industry-leading technology. Book your fitting experience now to cover all your custom needs from driver to putter. Free gift with booking. Get fit. Optimize your game at the TaylorMade Performance Lab. Visit tailormadefitting.ca.
Enjoy a round of golf on two of Canada's top public courses at Wolf Creek, designed by renowned architect Rod Whitman. If you haven't been to Wolf Creek recently, now's the time to check out the best course conditions in years. Enjoy a pure links golf experience and great course conditions. After your game, relax at Barney's Lounge with great food, drinks, and patio views. It's a destination getaway only a short drive away in Ponoka. Visit wolfcreekgolf.com to learn more.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, with your hosts, Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name's Murray McCourt here along with Curtis Stock. This segment brought to you by the Colonial Golf Club, known for the best putting surfaces in the Edmonton area. We offer a private club experience at a public course value. Book your tee time at colonial.ca. And a couple of texts to get to. I'm most excited about our annual golf trip to Cranbrook in Kimberley in August, and hopefully having my car broken into, getting my golf clubs stolen, and getting new ones like Stalker. That's from Scuba Steve. I texted him back and asked if he really wanted that to happen, and he said back, "Well, it worked for Stalker."
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a good one.
Kimberley Cranbrook is fantastic. 7 courses there, they're jewels.
Yeah, a lot of good ones there, no question. The next text to get to. Good morning, gentlemen. Well, Scotty was a gimme last week.
Yeah.
So we're 1-0, baby, undefeated. This week, a little tougher. Who's winning the Truist Championship today?
Shane Lowry.
You're going Shane Lowry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Northern Ireland, Rory, Shane.
That's what you're doing, hey?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had Keith Mitchell written down here.
Yeah.
But because Jack Bushman said he bet Straka at the beginning of the week,
yeah,
and he's his guy, I'm switching. I'm going Straka.
You're going Straka.
I'm going Straka. And if Straka doesn't win,
he's playing good right now.
If he doesn't win, I'm blaming Jack Bushman.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And in the nasty chat, VR Montenegro said that he's excited about the Edmonton Sports Talk Golf Classic this summer at the Ranch.
At the Ranch.
That was a heck of a good time last year, and I'm sure it'll be a heck of a good time this year as well.
You do well with tournaments, don't you?
We only have 171 booked right now.
That's all.
Year.
That's all. A few left?
Yeah, we'll probably end up around 190, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane.
When do they get to play, like at midnight?
Well, some of them do probably. No, we got it dialed in, Stalker. We got her all figured out.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, I'm excited to have a former classmate of mine at the old San Diego Golf Academy. That was a long, long time ago. But good morning, Andrew Fox from 7 Gen Golf. How are you this morning, Andrew?
Hey, good morning. I was hoping you'd say that. We go way back to the San Diego Golf Academy days.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, and you were a heck of a player then. You're still a heck of a player now, so it hasn't changed much, has it?
Well, I don't know. If you talk to my son Mitchell, he would say there's always that reference he always uses when we play golf together, which is only a couple times a year, which is kind of unfortunate. But I guess we're both kind of busy. But when I ever hit those few pretty good shots, he always calls me Andy. It goes way back in the day. But ever since I moved up to Coal Lake, I've gone by my late grandfather's name, Andrew. So that's why you see Andrew there. So, but when it comes back to the golfing days, you definitely have to call me Andy.
It's taken me a lot of years to get used to calling you Andrew when I knew you as Andy as
Right?
well. But I'm finally on. I got it. I got it right now. Andrew.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah,
got
you.
it. Well,
Yeah.
Andrew, let's talk about 7 Gen Golf. This is pretty spectacular what you got going on. So what is 7 Generations Golf Association, and what is the history of the organization?
Yeah, so 7 Generations was started up a couple of years ago by myself, Mitchell Fox, and Charles Muskego. So it's been a number of years sort of a thought process. And this goes way back to the days when, and I still operate and run the First Nations Cup. We are now going into our 24th year. The First Nations Cup is actually a team event. So just think of the Ryder Cup. We get all communities from Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And you basically bring your, in the men's division, you bring your top 8 golfers. You play three different formats over 3 days. So that went on for a number of years. And you know what? We thought we have a number of kids and a number of families coming to this event. And these kids just watch their dads play, watch their moms play. We thought, you know what? Let's start an event. So we started the Junior First Nations Cup. And then we saw all these kids coming out to play golf. And you know what? Not that they're forgotten, but there are a lot of really good junior golfers out there. And we thought, you know, this playing field as far as junior golf is a large playing field. And I thought, we got to do something and foster these kids and just get them out there, get them sort of in an area where we can just give them a path and just give these a path to say, you know what, there's a lot more behind junior golf. Under 7 Gen, one of our missions is we're trying to just foster this environment where golf becomes a bridge for personal development. And that's our main goal is golf becomes that bridge, because I grew up on a golf course. My son grew up on a golf course, and you learn so much under that game, whether it's respect, whether it's being on time. So there's so many life lessons. So a couple of years ago, we thought, you know what, let's start 7 Gen. We didn't know what to name it at the time, but before we do this, we just didn't want to be just we're a business that just sort of runs camps and runs golf tournaments. Back in August of 2023, we finally were incorporated as a society. So we are an actual golf association. And under that umbrella, we have 2 really key partnerships. One of those partnerships, you sit on the same operating council as I do, is Alberta Golf. So Phil Berube, myself, and John Denier, we got together and formed the provision of services agreement. So they're on site at our clinics. They're going to be on site at our golf tournaments. And we're going to run a championship style golf tournament and camps. So that's our Alberta Golf Partnership. We also have a partnership with Golf Canada. Under the Golf Canada umbrella, we run what's called the Alberta First Tee program. And the Alberta First Tee program is a developmental program for young kids. And these are kids that are just picking a club up maybe for the first time. And these are kids that just want to get involved in the game in some way, shape, or fashion or form. So we, as 7 Gen, we reach out to communities, and under these communities, we can actually run programs through their schools. We can run programs through their youth programs, or we can just take it right to the golf course. So there's many ways that we can run these events. So there's a lot more to it, but that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Where does the name 7 Gens come from?
So 7 Generations, as you know, just regards to the courts, and sorry, I got a little dog here that just wants to be playful here. So 7 Generations. So under the umbrella of Murray Sinclair, where we had all the missing emerging Indigenous women, where we had, it's actually really quite hard to talk about. It has to do with residential schools. And under the residential school program, as you're well aware of, in a nutshell, is it takes 7 generations within First Nations communities just to sort of overcome that trauma. And 7 generations, when we talk about, and that's why it's a little bit tough to talk about, but at the same time, we're trying to be very educational about it. And there's a lot of individuals that are well educated with regards to 7 generations. But we thought, you know what? We're in a process of golf being one of them, can be one of those avenues where kids and parents can use the game to build bridges and build life lessons so that they can help these kids, help these parents, and just sort of carve this path for these kids and parents. Say, you know what? We want to become better people. We want to be very responsible people. And we feel we can make a lot of healthy choices just by being involved in a game of golf.
That's great. Yeah. The 7 Gen Golf, it's all competitions and junior golf clinics are available to all First Nations youth under 19 years old, 18 and under?
Yeah, 18 and under. 7 Gen, of course, I'm going to say we use this as our pilot year. We're going to run a couple golf tournaments. We're going to run a couple camps. We'll see how that goes in the springtime here in the first month and a half. And if we get a lot of success and we get individuals that want to see more of it, we'll run a few more events. One of our main focuses, or 2 main focuses, is we want to get into the communities. So we can take our program or our teachings and our instructors. We have some great instructors on board where we can take this program and take it right to the schools where the kids are all there. So we can actually teach whether at the schools, or we can take it and get these kids to the golf course and teach. Our instructors, of course, Mitchell Fox is one of them. We brought on Irene Crowchild. I don't know who she is, but she is your 2-time long drive ladies champion under the World Long Drive Championships. And we brought on Skysong Alexis. She's I'm going to say she's probably the top female First Nations golfer in Canada.
Wow. Joining us on the VIP Golf Show is Andrew Fox from 7 Gen Golf. Now, Andrew, at one of those Alberta golf meetings, I had a conversation with you about everything you had going on. And one of the things that really stuck with me is First Nations kids, they would be going to a golf tournament, and then they would get at the golf course and they wouldn't drive through the gate because they didn't think that they were dressed appropriately, or, they didn't think they had the right golf clubs to be playing with because everyone else had the fancier golf clubs and whatnot. And so it's fabulous what you're doing. And you've explained a lot about what's going on with it now, but I would really like to see what your vision is and hear about what's on tap in the next, say, 5 to 10 years with 7 Gen Golf.
Yeah. So just speaking on that behalf, and it just sort of gives me tingles when I think about that, is, golf is, it is a wealthy sport. There's no question, but you're seeing a lot of other outlets to really introduce the game to kids, and not necessarily just First Nations kids, in all races where it can get expensive. And that's one of the reasons why we are very fortunate to have Alberta First Tee on board with us. That just gives any kids, whether they're young or old, to an opportunity and an advantage just to get themselves introduced to the game. So and I'll give you a little story about that as far as going up to those gates. So you just think about driving up to the Mayfair. Mayfair is a very exclusive club, and let's say your child is about 12 or 14 years old, and they're going to one or first or second tournaments, and you drive into the golf course, and you look around. Everybody is dressed, and your child may not have the shiniest clubs, the best clothing, but it really provides and puts a barrier in front of a lot of kids. And I can speak for all kids. I'm not just talking about First Nations kids. I can speak for a lot of kids that aren't fortunate enough where, I really do not want to compete in events like this, because I have to go to these golf courses where, there's this sort of where they have to look the part. But end of the day, if you have a game, you have the sort of the ability and the passion for the game, that alone we want to get from these kids. We just want kids to get involved in the game where they have a lot of passion for this game. And passion gets you a long way. Along with passion, your ability to play the game gets you a long way. So as far as 5 to 10 years, there's a couple of things that we have on the plate right now, Murray, and you being a PGA of Canada member. Seven Generations Golf Association, which is the full name of the company. We are a recognized association under the PGA of Canada. So I've talked to the membership out there, and our goal for going forward this winter and onward is we want to do a couple of things. One, there's a lot of First Nations adults out there that are really good players, and they are teaching kids right now, but that's where it kind of stops. We want teaching the game for these individuals to become a way of life for them, because you know how the PGA Canada works. There's many different avenues that you can work within the PGA of Canada, and one of them is teaching. Teaching is a big part of golf, and like one of your other guests coming on board, Scott Stiles, he makes a living at teaching. We go way back at those junior days with Scott Stiles and myself and Mitchell. We traveled around Canada a little bit. So we just want teaching the game of golf to become a way of life for a lot of these parents and get themselves involved. And I think that's the reasons why we have Sky Song on board. We have Irene on board. They're quite excited to get involved in the game as well.
How's Mitchell doing?
Well, I think Murray saw him a couple days ago. He probably sees it more than I do.
Friday, yeah. He was at our course on Friday.
Yeah. So, busy guy. You know, he's trying to play the game. He's trying to teach in the game, but he's in a very fortunate situation there. He's I guess his boss or owner of the golf course gives him the opportunity to both work in the business, play in the business. He's a big promoter of the game with Speargrass. So I really have to go down there each spring, get my sort of spring lesson from him. He doesn't say a lot. He just says one or two things, and I sort of take that into the season. And last year I didn't get it. So this year I got to make sure I get down there I think it's this weekend coming up, and sort of get my spring lesson from Mitchell. And then I feel a lot better going into the golf season.
Well, time flies in the radio world, Andrew, so we have to let you go. But one last one for you. If people are looking for more information about Seven Generations Golf Association, how can they find it? Yeah, they just go right out to Seven Gen Golf, and you just scroll right on there. So we're also under the 7Gen website. You can go to the Alberta Golf website, and you can go to Golf Canada website as well. So lots of information there for you. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Andrew. It was great to have you on. And you're just doing fabulous things for the First Nation youth, and keep her rolling, buddy.
We have one more thing in common there, Murray. If
What's
I can
that?
add to this, Blackhawks.
Oh,
my late dad, way back in the day, he was drafted to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, is that right?
Boy.
Yes.
Lucky guy.
Yes. Exactly. So I still hold him in my heart a little bit. That's for sure. So
awesome. All right. Well, have yourself a great day, Andrew. Take care.
You bet.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, that was Andrew Fox from 7Gen Golf. On the other side of the break, we're going to get you some golf tips with the best short game instructor, well, arguably one of the best golf instructors, period, in all of Alberta and even Canada, Scott Stiles from the Earl Grey Golf Club. Stay with us. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
It's back. The 6th annual Ardent Roof Systems Charity Golf Classic at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Tee off for a great cause with hole-in-one contests, food and drink stations, dunk tanks, and even a chance to win a golf trip for two to Pebble Beach. Be a part of an incredible day on one of Edmonton's most picturesque courses, all in support of the Stollery Child Life Program. Golf, give back, make a difference. The 6th annual Ardent Roof Systems Charity Golf Classic. Sign up, sponsor, or learn more today at ardentroofsystems.com.
I came in 2 under par.
I ended up in the pond again. Whether you're an old pro or just out for fun, Devon Golf is the course to hit, no matter how skilled you are. Just 30 minutes from Edmonton, Devon Golf boasts scenic valley views and incredible conditions. Golf 18 tree-lined holes along the North Saskatchewan River, or if you're just here for the post-game celebration, check out the Greens restaurant for a bite on their patio. Devon Golf, truly a hidden gem. To book your tee time, visit devongolf.ca.
Trestle Creek Golf Resort, just 45 minutes west of Edmonton, is one of the best RV resorts in Alberta. With a championship golf course, water park, sports park, and spectacular views, you won't have to leave. Spend your time relaxing and getting back to the great outdoors. Phase 5 lots are selling now with prices starting at $89,000. You can live year-round or just spend the summer. Either way, Trestle Creek has you covered with plenty of year-round activities. Book your tour or tee time at trestlecreek.ca. Acme Scrap Iron and Metals offers fast, friendly, and reliable service. They will supply containers of different sizes to remove all types of metals and for the removal of demolition waste. Plus, they buy steel, cast iron, copper, aluminum, brass, and more. With 50 years of business, Acme Scrap Iron and Metals has created a strong commitment to the proper handling of materials and adhere to environmental standards. Visit acmescrapmetal.com for hours of operation and call 780-447-1623 to arrange for a container.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at vipgolf.ca.
Let your perfect day of golf start at the 27-hole Legends Golf and Country Club. With picturesque views of the River Valley and only 4 minutes off the Orem Road exit from the Henday, the Legends also features a large grass driving tee range and the world's largest golf car museum. Visit the legendsgolf.ca website to plan your next round with drone flights over all 3 nines. To book your tee time at Edmonton's finest full facility 27-hole golf course, call 780-449-4911 or visit us online.
Ready to level up your golf game? Come swing by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, where serious golf meets serious fun. With a championship-style course, pristine conditions, and above all, a fun laid-back atmosphere, the Ranch is where every round feels like a getaway. Get top-notch service at unmatched value every time you play at the Ranch. Think you have what it takes to go low? Bring your A game and find out why the Ranch is the best value in golf. 25, 50, 100, and 200 round packs on sale. TheRanchGolf.com.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. The hosts of the VIP Golf Show are also published authors. That's right, your golf show hosts Curtis Stock and Murray McCourt both have incredible books out right now. Search on Amazon for The Turcots, the remarkable story of a horse racing dynasty by Curtis Stock, and Outside the Tee Box, my personal journey and secrets to success in the golf business by Murray McCourt. Order your copies today. Available on Amazon. Now you know.
Your logo matters. So if you're gonna put it onto something, it's gonna be tough enough to be useful. Tough Stuff Promotions works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hard-working name. Whether it's promotional items, branded clothing, industrial workwear, golf, or athletics, Tough Stuff works hard for hard-working folks. Get the tough stuff you need when you need it. For easy ordering, call 780-470-4545 or visit toughstuffpromotions.com.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, with your hosts, Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name's Murray McCourt here along with Curtis Stock. This segment is brought to you by the PGA of Alberta. Looking to shed strokes this summer, the PGA of Canada professionals in Alberta know their stuff. From equipment and technology to technique, they're your most trusted resource to getting more out of the game you love. Visit pgaofalberta.com and get to know your local pro today. And it is now time for the Century Mile Minute. Catch live thoroughbred and quarter horse racing action every Friday and Saturday. Plus, enjoy exciting slots, electronic table games, vibrant dining, and more. Century Mile is the entertainment destination located next to the Edmonton International Airport. For more information, visit centurymile.com. And Stalker, what is your tip of the week this week?
This is the second week of the thoroughbred season at Century Mile, and on Friday night I was out there and I spotted a horse by the unusual name of Oops.
Oops.
She was winter campaign in Phoenix. She ran on Friday, got off to a real sluggish start and trailed the field by many. At the quarter pole, she was last by many lengths. At the 16th pole, she was still last by many lengths. And then she came flying and finished fourth, beating only 2 lengths. And she was going 6 furlongs, and that's not long enough for her. So they'll stretch her out and expect Oops to win next time out.
All right. Sounds good. And we are now ready to get you some golf tips with Mr. Scott Stiles, teaching professional at the Earl Grey Golf and Country Club in Calgary. Good morning, Scott. How you doing today?
Good, thanks, guys. How about you?
Yeah, no complaints yet anyways, outside of the Oilers losing with half a second left in the game last night, but you're probably a Flames fan, hey?
I wasn't too upset about it. Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
Come on, Scotty.
Well, it's always great to have you on, Scott. You won the PGA of Alberta Teacher of the Year again in 2024. Congrats again on such an incredible honor. What is it about Scott Stiles as a teacher that continues to see you win a ton of hardware?
Well, first off, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. It's pretty humbling, kind of cool to be nominated among our peers because we have so many good teaching pros, good coaches around the province. And I don't know if I have a great reason for that. I think I'm really lucky in this situation where I'm at. Like being at Earl Grey, it's just a phenomenal club that has the desire to get better and the desire to learn and to improve the game is just incredible there. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody sees it. It's really contagious, not only just among myself, but all of us pros. Once people started taking more lessons, it seemed like everybody got busier. And then I don't know, maybe I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I think it's nice to go to work every day where you can kind of see it as like a new puzzle. You're trying to figure out how the pieces fit, how it works. It's different all the time. And I think any good teacher or coach, they all kind of feel that way. It's never something they have to go do. It's kind of something they get to do. And then lucky enough to just have enough students who kind of feel the same way and want to keep getting better.
Well, as well as a great teacher, you're a hell of a golfer too. You won, I think, 5 Alberta Open championships?
No, I never won the Alberta Open.
I thought you won it.
No, I won the Alberta Am. I won the Alberta Am twice.
Finished
second at the Alberta Open a couple times. Wes Heffernan got me one year, and Riley got me another year, but never quite won that one. Luckily I get to keep playing that one, so I still try and play it every year because I've never actually gotten a chance to win it. So maybe one of these years.
And you had a runner-up finish in the Canadian Amateur as well.
Yeah, I did back in 2008. Yeah.
What's your career low score? Where was it?
Career low. I shot 61 when I was playing a little like kind of skins game, money game down in Phoenix one year. That was one. And then I shot 62 in the final round of the club champs at Bears Paw. One of my last years before I turned pro as well. So those would be the 2 best rounds for sure.
After a long off season when most golfers don't play golf living in Alberta, what do you recommend for your students to get their bodies and swings ready to go?
I think it's, again, like you said, bodies. You got to get your body moving. I talk to people who they get out and play and especially this time of year, they get tired. Our golf course is a very predominant like walking golf course. We're kind of 85% of the golfers walk. And so they say, yeah, by the back 9, I'm wearing down. I struggled the last, 4, 5, 6 holes. So anything you can do to get your body moving. I always encourage, a decent warm up or just, again, get out and move. If you're doing any type of, fitness programming, it doesn't have to be a lot, but any little bit will help. And then the big thing for the start of the year, but all the time is just getting yourself calibrated. Like I know we've talked about it before, but it's checking the easy things. It's something that I think there's the biggest disconnect between your average golfer and pros is the pros check the simple things constantly. Like if they're on the range working, most of the time they're working on their grip, their stance, their alignment, their posture. They're not working on super technical golf swingy type things. And if I can get the average golfer just to, again, within my students, if I tell them to make rehearsals, I tell them to put down stations where they know where their club face is pointed, they know where their feet are pointed, they know where they're aiming, like without doing anything to your golf swing, they'll all get better. And that's the type of stuff you really need at the start of the year when you're kind of coming in fresh. And if you can set the foundation early, it'll carry you into the season and longer than you think if you keep checking these really simple things.
Joining us on the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, is Scott Stiles, teaching professional at the Earl Golf Club. Now, you're a very humble guy, so I'm going to keep throwing compliments your way. You are very well known to be the best short game instructor in Alberta and maybe even all of Canada. So share your best putting tips to help listeners improve.
Thank you again. I appreciate that. Putting, you've kind of got three things that make up a putt. You've got your read, obviously, like what the ball is going to do on the grass, the speed, how hard you're going to hit it, and the direction. Like, can you start it online? And so the two simplest things that I'll do, I just had my kind of first putting clinic of the year yesterday, and I get everybody, first I'll start off with any type of straight line. So I had a bunch of alignment sticks or a ruler or another golf club, and just set yourself up kind of 3, 4, 5 feet from the hole. Put that stick kind of perpendicular or parallel to the edge of the hole. So where your ball is going to be just inside the stick is pointed right to the middle of the hole, and just hit a bunch of putts from there. So all that's doing is that's checking whether your putter face is pointed square to the hole when you start. You get to see a little bit of path stuff. I'm less worried about that, but then if the ball can start off straight and roll like on the line you're trying, you get some feedback. If the ball gets further away from the stick or closer to the stick within those first 12 inches, you've kind of pushed it or pulled it, and just hit a bunch of putts within a station like that. Because that way, that the ball is coming off straight. So that's kind of the first thing. And then some speed practice. So I like to do a lot of kind of two types of calibration for speed. One will be, I'll have people set up like ball markers or tees or, anything you want on the green, say 15, 20 feet away, and just putt back and forth. So you might take 2 or 3 balls, putt one direction to one, putt the other direction to the next one. So you're just getting a feel for what that speed is. You're trying to stop the ball at that specific spot. And then if you get good enough where you can stop it kind of within, say you're 15 feet away, if you can stop it within 2 feet, you're doing a pretty good job, and then move it further back to 20, 25, 30 feet. So that's like a calibration practice where you're hitting the same putts over and over again, where you can kind of dial in specific distances. And then I like one where they'll take 2 balls, they hit one ball out kind of anywhere on the green. I'd like to say over 10 feet, could be up to 50, 60 feet. And then the next ball, you're going to try and stop it at that first ball. And so it does 2 things. You really have to calibrate your speed. You really have to watch the first ball. And what everybody notices, the first putt, their stroke always feels free and easy and fluid because there's no like direct target. There's no spot they're trying to hit it to. And then the next ball, you usually get a little bit tighter. You get tighter with your body. Your brain starts thinking more because you're trying to hit it to this specific spot. And so just working your way around the greens, with that, you get a feel for going up and down slopes. You get to watch how putts break, but then you also have to dial in your speed because you're trying to get that ball to stop as close as it can to that first putt.
I'm a horrible putter, and I'm worse this year. And I think that I'm too quick.
Okay.
How do I slow down?
Now, when you say too quick, where do you feel like it's too quick?
Forward and back.
Okay, so it's something that I see and I hear all the time. I would say that in all the putting lessons I've given over the last, going on almost like 8-9 years now, I rarely see people that I have to slow down throughout their entire stroke. Most people I find, they go way too slow on the way back. They take the putter back too slow and too short, and then they have to add a ton of speed and acceleration in their downswing. Yeah. And so this is where it feels quick, it feels jerky, it doesn't feel smooth. And what happens there is when there's no energy in the backswing or we're too slow, a lot of people putt carefully, and putting carefully, I think, is one of the worst things you can do. Because when we putt carefully, we tend to have a lot of extra movement within our stroke. We don't have the ability to control the energy we're putting into the ball. It becomes very varied. There's no consistency. And so what I'm looking for is, and you'll hear it a lot of good putters, like one of the best, Cam Smith or Patrick Cantley, like a couple of really good examples there. They'll even say that they try and hit their putts with their backswing. Okay. And so what that means there is they're creating the energy in the backswing. Yeah. So they're taking the putter back fast enough and far enough so that when they start their downswing, they don't have to add any, let's call it effort or extra force. And it's when we have to add that extra force where the follow through gets really long, Not only do we have trouble controlling speed, we also end up usually manipulating the putter face a lot. So then we have directional control where we'll push it or pull it. And a lot of time we don't hit it out of the center as well. So if you can get that feel where the putter stroke goes back with enough pace and long enough that you can feel the putter can just kind of fall into the ball where it's gliding through impact as opposed to accelerating through. Because a lot of people, they've been told not to decelerate when they're putting. Right. And I don't think, if I've seen 5 people decelerate in my years of teaching putting, that might be on the high side of it. Really? Like almost nobody does, but they're trying not to. They're trying to really accelerate through the ball. And when we measure, high-end putters or tour players, they're not accelerating through the ball. They're not slowing down, but the putter is more kind of gliding through impact. And then once the ball's gone, you'll see when you watch really good putters, that putter stops. You don't see these long follow-throughs. And again, all that starts from having a fast enough and long enough backswing that you don't need to add that extra force.
Scott, I think Stalker owes you at least $300 or $400 because every time you're on, he's asking like personal tips from you to help.
Because he's the best.
I know. Now, Scott, I got to get this question. Like time flies in the radio world, but our next guest that's in the studio with us, he actually knew you were coming on in front of him, and he wanted me to ask this specific question of you because he wants the answer. Wedge shots with a tight lie from, say, 20 to 40 yards off the green can be very challenging. What would your advice be for him to be more successful, or all of us, with these types of shots?
That's a good question. Like these are tough shots. And so when the lie is tight and thin or bare or even firm, what we have to make sure, you got to make sure you hit the ball first. Okay, so we got to make sure we're trying to have some type of angle of attack or delivery of the club that's steep enough that we can catch the ball first. Because if it's thin, because we can get this time of year, you get thin, bare, and soft, which then is really difficult because then that club can kind of bury in the ground or slide underneath. Or thin and firm, it could bounce off and you can kind of blade it. So what I always look for there is I like to see a swing where we're not changing a ton of, we'll call it like radius with our arms and hands to our body. So you're trying to keep your arms and hands steady and feel like your whole body moves the club back and through. And then you're going to make sure your movement is moving towards the target on the backswing. So you feel like you lean towards the target a little bit. And then when you're swinging down, you got to feel like you're getting kind of up and out of the shot. And so it may seem kind of counterintuitive, but if you get tall, you'll self-organize well enough to find the ground. And so then it becomes just on your practice swings, give yourself a movement where you can thump the ground in the same spot over and over again, and then take that movement right into the ball. They're tricky shots for sure, but if you can get yourself moving in the right direction, which is towards the target on the backswing, and then you're moving slightly up and letting your arms extend or feel like they stay long, you should have better control of the ground, which gives you better control of the ball.
All right, you can send the invoice to that one to Shaun Piercey at the ranch, just so you know. Okay. Well, we got to let you go, but I think all of our listeners could listen to you for like hours. So we're definitely going to get you back later on in the year again because you're so knowledgeable and so good at what you do. But if people do want to get in touch with you to get some lessons from you, how can they find you?
The best place is probably, I find a lot of people get in touch with me just on social media. Like, so I don't do a ton on Twitter or X, but I have like Instagram. It's just Scott Stiles Golf. You can find me there. That's where I have a lot of people reach out. I think that's probably the easiest. If not, my email is also scottstilesgolf@gmail.com. They're pretty simple. So, and if they're up north, like I'm doing some more kind of online or virtual stuff too. So people don't have to make it all the way down.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time as always. And I'm sure I'll bump into you on a golf course one of these days soon.
You bet. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks, Scotty.
That was Scott Stiles, teaching professional from the Earl Grey Golf and Country Club in Calgary. After the break, we're going to have Shaun Piercey, head professional of the Ranch Golf and Country Club, right here in studio. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Grab your clubs and tee up for the ultimate summer of golf with Country Club Tour. Get access to 7 premier 18-hole courses plus indoor facilities. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Country Club Tour has a course for every level of golfer. Get the most out of this golf season at great courses like Goose Hummock, Redtail Landing, Sandpiper, River Ridge, Raven Crest, Whitetail Crossing, or Montgomery Glen. Make the most out of this golf season at countryclubtour.com.
Every golfer's swing is different. TaylorMade Master Fitters customize clubs based on size, speed, and ability. From Tour Pro to the casual golfer, everyone can benefit from clubs that are custom fit for their game. Featuring the most extensive range of custom club components from driver through to putter, TaylorMade Performance Centers offer one-on-one tour-level fittings and TrackMan launch monitor technology. Visit the TaylorMade Performance Center at the Ranch Golf and Country Club to take your golf game to the next level and dial in your equipment. For more details and to book your fitting, visit TaylorMadeFitting.ca.
Enjoy a round of golf on two of Canada's top public courses at Wolf Creek, designed by renowned architect Rod Whitman. If you haven't been to Wolf Creek recently, now's the time to check out the best course conditions in years. Enjoy a pure links golf experience and great course conditions. After your game, relax at Barney's Lounge with great food, drinks, and patio views. It's a destination getaway only a short drive away in Ponoka. Visit wolfcreekgolf.com to learn more. Accelerate business connections at an executive level with Corporate Connections. We connect leaders around the world and empower them to create opportunities and meaningful change in their organizations, communities, and lives. Join a trusted network of top CEOs and industry pioneers. Share challenges, gain insights, and benefit from peer-to-peer experience sharing. Together, we elevate leadership, build personal and professional growth while expanding influence, and together building a brighter future. Corporate Connections is your gateway to transformative connections. Visit us at corporatecommunications.com, where leaders connect.
Grab your clubs and tee up for your best golf season yet. Hone your skills and improve your game at the Country Club Golf Tour Academy. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Country Club Tour offers the best lesson programs for every level of golfer. Take your skill set to a higher level and train with their simulators, launch monitors, and PGA of Canada's teaching professionals. You can train all year long at their 7 golf courses and indoor golf center. Sign up for lessons with the CCT Golf Academy today and countryclubtour.com.
Ardent Roof Systems is one of only 5 companies in Western Canada with a Platinum Preferred Contractor status from Owens Corning and the recent recipient of the Owens Corning Top Performer in Canada Award. If your roof has seen too many Alberta winters, it's time to give Stacy and the gang from Ardent a call. From repairs to replacement, Ardent will take care of you. Even if you have another quote, get them out to have a look. For more info, hit ardentroofsystems.com. And you can thank me later.
Join us for the return of the Tom Goodchild Memorial Golf Tournament on Thursday, June 26 at Millwoods Golf Course. Enjoy a day of golf while supporting a great cause. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, followed by a round of golf at the scenic Millwoods Golf Course. Then unwind with drinks and indulge in a gourmet dinner, all culminating in a lively auction. Come out and celebrate Tom Goodchild's legacy while supporting the Tom Goodchild Memorial Bursary, which assists NAIT culinary students in financial need. The Tom Goodchild Memorial Golf Tournament on Thursday, June 26 at Millwoods Golf Course. Don't miss out on the fun. Sign up now at sawmill.ca/golf. That's sawmill.ca/golf.
Every golfer's swing is different. TaylorMade Master Fitters customize clubs based on size, speed, and ability. From Tour Pro to the casual golfer, everyone can benefit from clubs that are custom fit for their game. Featuring the most extensive range of custom club components from driver through to putter, TaylorMade Performance Centers offer one-on-one tour-level fittings and TrackMan launch monitor technology. Visit the TaylorMade Performance Center at the Ranch Golf and Country Club to take your golf game to the next level and dial in your equipment. For more details and to book your fitting, visit TaylorMadeFitting.ca.
Immerse yourself in a world where golf intertwines with the historic valor of the Canadian Armed Forces. At the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, every round connects you with the courageous stories of our military's past. With fairways set against genuine combat equipment and historic monuments, your game becomes a meaningful link to the legacy of those who've served. And make sure to aim carefully to avoid a memorable shot off a tank. Get your membership and celebrate the challenge of golf and the honor of our armed forces. Visit egmgolf.com for more.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at vipgolf.ca.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, with your hosts, Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt, here along with Curtis Stock. This segment is brought to you by the Twin Willows Golf Club, part of Edmonton's golf community since 1965. Visit us at twinwillowsgolf.com. And we now go around YEG and check in with Shaun Piercey, head professional at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Morning, Shaun. How are you?
Doing great, Curtis. What season is this for you guys now? 5, 6?
7.
7. Wow. Congratulations.
Time flies.
Yeah,
I know.
time flies.
Hey, I feel like, just yesterday I was in here.
Stalker didn't even have gray hair when the show started 7 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I was 22 when the show started.
So, Shaun, how's things going at the ranch so far this spring?
Things are off to a great start at the ranch. We always put our course to bed really well in the fall. We set a closing date, a hard closing date. Gives our maintenance crew time to put the course to bed properly. And it pays off in the spring, right? We're in amazing shape right now. The course wintered extremely well. Probably the best shape it's been in at this, by May 11th, any season we've had. So guests are having a great time. And things are going really, really well. We hit high season rates this Tuesday. The greens are mint. So, you can't ask for a better start than that when the course wintered really well.
I played there 2 weeks ago, and then I played there last week. And it's amazing. I mean, it started off great, but it's even better.
Yeah. No, it gets, I played a little bit. I usually take pictures on Men's League of the first and 10th hole, and just each week, just to see how quick it greens up. Even just a few weeks in is really, it's just cool to see. And it's playing, it's mint. We're going to have a great year. We always pride ourselves on having premier conditions, and, we got that box checked off already.
Well, it's greener, but they're also just the overall conditions of the green.
Yeah. And the fairways too, and the rough, it's just all, looks great. So, you couldn't be happier to start a season off that way, and it's just going to lend well for the rest of the season.
They make a lot of changes at the ranch. That 14th hole is the one that you changed recently. 14,
15.
Right? 15,
yeah.
The one that goes right
down. Dogleg right, yeah. We moved the green back.
Yeah.
What was it, 30, 40 yards maybe?
35, I think it was,
yeah. And that's got to be one of the toughest holes on the course right now.
It is definitely the tough. It's my favorite hole on the golf course now. It's, just the change, just the difference between if you had a picture of the old hole to what it looks like now. It's got more of a linksy look to it. You got to shape the ball off the tee left to right, which could be tough for left-handers, especially or for anybody that hooks the ball right-handed. But once you get there, you have an okay iron into the green. You just gotta kind of hit it straight. You have a little bit of bailout room right there now, which is a little more forgiving for some of the mid to high handicappers. But it turned out really well. We've done a lot of changes the last few years. It's just nice to see them kind of mature and grow in, and it doesn't look new anymore. It looks like part of the golf course for a long time.
But with those bunkers and the water on the left and those trees on the right, what's the best way to play that hole? I mean, you got to hit a good drive. Yeah.
Well, if you can hit a cut around the corner, or even like a power fade, or even a slice will work if you start it the right way. And then, probably just take enough club, because you have an uphill shot on your second shot. It's a pretty flat green. It's actually a pretty big green. So if you land it there, the green surface is not, as undulated as some of the other greens that we have. So the putts don't break as much, depending on where the pin is. But yeah, it's a tough hole, especially late in the round too.
You know what though, Stalker? Shaun and I hit a drive cut around the corner and have like a gap wedge in our hands for a second shot.
Yeah, I don't.
I know. A little tougher for that age thing that you were just lying about is catching up to you a little bit on that.
It's still hard to hit the fairway though. Even though we cut it, we feel like we're going to be right in the middle of the fairway, but we always go through. And,
no question.
Join
us on the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems is Shaun Piercey, head professional at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Now, Shaun, we have Brandon McGregor coming on the show as our final guest of the day from TaylorMade, and the TaylorMade Performance Center is at the ranch. So share information on that and what it's all about.
Yeah, well, we've had the TaylorMade Performance Center at the ranch now, I want to say probably 7 years as well. It's getting up there. Basically, it's the fitting center for Edmonton for TaylorMade. They have a master fitter, Mark Kubiaka. He basically eats, sleeps, and breathes TaylorMade. So if you want to get custom fit for golf clubs, the best experience you're going to get is going to the TaylorMade Performance Center. There's more shaft options, just more of an extensive process. Mark's going to work with TrackMan. He's going to give you all the stats that you need to kind of dial in, the perfect settings for your clubs when we talk about length, shaft flex, lie angle, and the brand new QI35 line of woods from TaylorMade are just awesome. They've come out with some new P770s, CBs, new 790s, which are their most popular irons. So it's great. Everybody that gets a fitting at the TaylorMade Performance Center just raves about the experience and just how much they also learn from the process. So it's been great, and I'm sure Brandon's going to shed a lot of light on that here soon.
I actually took a fitting last fall, bought clubs for the first time in about 100 years. Got the TaylorMade, and I was hitting the ball with the new clubs a lot longer and a lot higher, especially higher. Big difference in higher.
Yeah, well, when you have the TrackMan, you can get the proper launch angles and get the shaft that's going to mirror your swing the best and get the most out of your swing, right? It's everybody's swing is different. I could use golf clubs that are extra stiff that I wouldn't be able to hit well.
Right.
So I think golfers sometimes they get, we're getting past the old days where you just get a hand-me-down set and you're expected to play well. You need to get clubs that match your swing and your physical attributes. So it's good that you got fitted, and it's good to see that you're hitting the ball higher and further. That's good. And straighter, I hope, too.
No, not straighter. I've been hitting it down I was saying earlier, I usually hit the ball down the right side with a little draw, but now the draw is gone. So it just goes straight down the right, and sometimes with a bit of a fade. So.
Well, then you just go start aiming down the middle then.
I guess so.
Shaun, is the Ranch Loyalty app still growing strong?
Absolutely. The Ranch Loyalty app still going strong. We actually hit a milestone earlier this season. We surpassed 12,000 users, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in a city with, I don't know how many golfers we have in Edmonton, but to have 12,000 loyal customers sign up for your app.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, where you basically every dollar you spend at the ranch, you get points. You accumulate those points, then you can cash them in for some amazing rewards. It doesn't take many points to get our first redemption level, which is like a $50 gift card. It's only 500 points. We have other items on there, free round of golf balls, wedges, bags. And we actually had a gentleman a couple weeks ago, he cashed in the first time 17,000 points.
Oh my God!
For a set of P790 irons.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. So he got fitted, and his clubs are on the way. But that was our first massive cash in, and he's been collecting points for a long time. So the points never expire. It's a free app. You can download it on Google Play or the App Store, and you just search Ranch Loyalty, and it's a no-brainer. If you're playing the Ranch, you're going to get rewarded. Even if you only come out a couple times, you'll get something for your loyalty.
Murray was talking about tournaments and how busy you guys are with tournaments. The number that you have, are you still open to have tournaments? Can people get on?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll find space. They might not be able to get their first request if they're asking for a date, maybe in June or September. But if they have some flexibility, we can find a date that works for them. We do have a lot of golf tournaments booked for the upcoming season. That's basically what our golf course does. We're known for hosting golf tournaments. We host the most golf tournaments in Alberta. We've been doing it for a long time. We got a great team in place. We found the recipe for success when it comes to executing, planning tournaments. And I'm sure the word of mouth is a big part of it too, because every golf tournament that comes and plays the Ranch has a great experience, premier conditions. They rave about the planning process that our events team goes through with them to make sure every detail is taken care of on the day of. We figured out how much staff and labor we need to have on certain kind of levels. We actually break down the tournaments into levels. Like level 5 is a real busy tournament with lots of sponsors and lots going on. And a level 3 might be just a few proxies and whatnot. So we staff accordingly, and we have it down to a science. very proud of. And, we should. If you're going to host that many tournaments, hopefully you're going to figure out kind of what you're doing. And I think we've done an amazing job at that. We have a great team.
Yeah, and one part of the team that doesn't usually get a lot of mention at golf courses is a starter, but you always feel welcome at the ranch.
Absolutely. I've been very, very blessed at the ranch. I've had some staff with the ranch, especially in our guest services for 15 plus years. One of my main employees outside, Hank Cully's been at the ranch, I think 16, 17 years. And there's others that have broken the 10-year barrier, and we have so much experience. It's really great. And it just makes it run like a well-oiled machine every year.
The ranch is always promoting and advertising unmatched value. Share what it is about the ranch that sets you apart from others in that aspect.
Well, the loyalty app is a big part of that too, right? You get rewarded for being at the ranch. Our pro shop, everything is priced properly. We don't gouge. We're priced with everybody else, and we always give deals at times and have great sales. Our rates are our weekend rate is still under $100 even after GST, and you get a power cart, you get range balls. We have 10-minute intervals. The pace of play is always great at the ranch. So, I think everything we do out there is I think you get a lot of bang for your buck. And I think in today's economy and in Edmonton, people come out there, they get premier conditions on the golf course. Like you said, they get amazing, customer service. And then at the end of the day, they're not spending way too much money for what the experience they're having. They're seeing that they're having a lot of fun. They see the beverage cart at least 3 to 4 times around. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
We make sure we check off a lot of the boxes that the customer wants to have to make sure their experience is great. And I think we also Score Magazine. We're the best. We're the best public value golf course in Edmonton, and second in Alberta. So that's not by mistake. That they do a lot of criteria to get to that, and We love that, having that feather in our cap for sure.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the fun promotions that you have going.
Well, 3 Putt Mondays is it's in its second season. Yeah. It's a fun promotion we have on Mondays. It's $75 to play. You get a 3 putt gift, like a souvenir. And if you happen to 3 putt during the round, you come in after your round, you scan a QR code, and you go into a draw where you have a chance to be a weekly qualifier. And if you become a weekly qualifier, you get to play in our 3 putt year-end golf tournament, which is on the putting green at the ranch, where the last person to 3 putt wins $1,000 prize pack from the ranch, which includes a 10-round pack. Last year was its first year. It was a lot of fun. And we had a great time kind of like ending the season with the tournament. We also do some monthly draws for some 3 putt swag as well. It kind of, part of the reason we did this promotion was we also have a 3 putt Pilsner beer in our clubhouse from Analog. So kind of matches up with that. It's just kind of fun. So we even have like $1 off that day for the 3 putt Pilsner. And Tuesdays, we have App Tuesdays where it's our regular rate, $85, but you get a $15 Pro Shop merchandise gift card if you have the app, and a $5 food voucher. So we get a lot of people signing up for the app that day if they don't have it downloaded already. And we have a great happy hour rate and sundowner. And we have a really cool 4-hole loop that we talked about on the show many times. $19 with a large basket of balls to go play 4 holes later in the evening, because our 4th hole comes right back to the clubhouse kind of deal. So those are some of the fun promotions we have.
Shaun, if people are looking to get out and play at the ranch, how can they book a tee time?
Well, you can go to our website, theranchgolf.com, and book there. You can also book tee times through our loyalty app. There's a link to it on there as well. Or just give us a call, 780-470-4700, and we'll book the tee time over the phone.
All right, one last one for you. Our question of the week on the show is, what are you most looking forward to this golf season?
What am I most looking forward to this golf season? That's a tough one on the spot. You know what? I like the start in my own game, I guess, to start the season. My shoulder is feeling better. I've kind of had a little bit of an injury the last year or so, but new equipment I have from TaylorMade has been great. So I know we're not going to play a lot with a lot of golf tournaments coming up, but me and you have a few events. I'm just looking forward to competing again and seeing if we can take a few people down in the match play and things like that. So so that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us here in studio, and now get to work.
I will.
And then we'll see you on the tee at 11 o'clock.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Appreciate it.
That's Shaun Piercey, head golf professional at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. On the other side of the break is the open segment. Stalker and I will talk all things local golf. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Escape the ordinary and experience golfing paradise at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Immerse yourself in our exceptional layout and enjoy excellent conditions that will take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself with a unique twist. Tackle the only black sand traps in all of Alberta. And why not extend your stay? Relax in one of our spacious RV lots, offering the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. Visit coalcreek.ca now to book your tee time and plan your unforgettable getaway at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Your perfect golfing escape awaits.
This summer, Alberta Golf is focused on recreational and junior play. Recreational players can find their fun at upswing.ca. The McLennan Ross Alberta Junior Tour has 24 stops across the province for players learning to compete. The Youth on Course program is back, letting juniors play for $5 or less at participating facilities. Any $10 donation made to the Alberta Golf Foundation pays for an 18-hole round for a kid in Alberta. For more on everything we do, albertagolf.org.
Trestle Creek Golf Resort, just 45 minutes west of Edmonton, is one of the best RV resorts in Alberta. With a championship golf course, water park, sports park, and spectacular views, you won't want to leave. Spend your time relaxing and getting back to the great outdoors. Phase 5 lots are selling now with prices starting at $89,000. You can live year-round or just spend the summer. Either way, Trestle Creek has you covered with plenty of year-round activities. Book your tour or tee time at trestlecreek.ca.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 75 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf. Show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at vipgolf.ca.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. The hosts of the VIP Golf Show are also published authors. That's right, your golf show hosts Curtis Stock and Murray McCourt both have incredible books out right now. Search on Amazon for The Turcots, the remarkable story of a horse racing dynasty by Curtis Stock, and Outside the Tee Box, my personal journey and secrets to success in the golf business by Murray McCourt. Order your copies today, available on Amazon. Now you know.
Let your perfect day of golf start at the 27-hole Legends Golf and Country Club. With picturesque views over the River Valley and only 4 minutes off the RM Road exit off the Henday, the Legends also features a large grass-driving tee range and the world's largest golf car museum. Visit the legendsgolf.ca website to plan your next round with drone flights over all 3 nines. To book your tee time at Edmonton's finest full-facility 27-hole golf course, call 780-449-4911.
I came in 2 under par.
I ended up in the pond again. Whether you're an old pro or just out for fun, Devon Golf is the course to hit, no matter how skilled you are. Just 30 minutes from Edmonton, Devon Golf boasts scenic valley views and incredible conditions. Golf 18 tree-lined holes along the North Saskatchewan River, or if you're just here for the post-game celebration, check out the Greens Restaurant for a bite on their patio. Devon Golf, truly a hidden gem. To book your tee time, visit devongolf.ca.
Did you know golfers average 162 hours a year on their feet? With the Addy Zero ZG from Adidas Golf, light isn't less, it's more. More Sunset 9s, more stamina with footwear designed to spend hours on your feet. With Light Strike Pro cushioning that boosts efficiency and walking propulsion, you can go out for a long round and enjoy what the course has to offer. Step into the feeling of light all round with Addy Zero ZG. Right now, during our Addy Buck promotion at participating retailers, when you purchase any new 2025 Adidas golf shoe like the Addy Zero ZG, you'll receive $50 towards any additional Adidas golf items from the Pro Shop. Adidas.ca.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, with your hosts, Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name's Murray McCourt here along with Curtis Stock. This segment is brought to you by Corporate Connections. Are you a business leader looking to connect with other business leaders to create and accelerate business opportunities, experience the extraordinary, make smarter decisions faster, and ultimately grow your business? If so, Corporate Connections is where you want to be. Email Executive Director Pat Stride at pstride@corporateconnections.com or visit corporateconnections.com. And a couple of texts to get to. A gentleman texted in that number 16 is my favorite hole at the ranch.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. It's pretty. It's a lot of people's favorite. Not my favorite because I prefer to hit driver. You can't hit driver on that hole because of the water, but it is absolutely a gorgeous hole, no question. Another one. Well, guys, we are now into season 4 of Live Golf. Do you guys think this is going to be the way forever, or how soon before they can get back together so we can see more best on best again? What are your thoughts on that, Stalker?
Let's hope it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't watch live events.
No, I don't either. We're going to get Josh Clausen on, the only person on the planet that I think likes live golf later in the year, so he can try to convince us again that we should watch it. But
what's happened to Brooks Koepka?
Well, that's the thing with so many live guys; they don't play.
No.
And because they don't play, they don't put time into their game anymore. So like Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Cam Smith was the next guy that I thought was going to be the best player in the world, and then he goes to live and he stinks.
Yeah.
Well, that's another story too. But to me, they've been close a few times to get back together, but I ultimately don't think Live's going away. I think they're going to bridge a gap where they can kind of play in both. But that's what I think is going to happen. But it keeps falling apart. So I don't know what's going to happen, but they keep working on it. So something's going to happen.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Question of the day, Stalker. What are you most looking forward to this golf season? Figuring out how far you hit your club so you don't hit it over the green all the time.
Yeah, or hit it 20 yards short. What am I most excited about right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I'm playing so bad. I was saying during the break with Shaun that my draw's gone, so I have no trust off the tee. I'm starting it down the right, and it's going further right. My putting's bad. My chipping's bad. I got new clubs. I've got a personal trainer. And
that you've gone to twice, Stalker. Going to twice doesn't mean you actually have to go and do it. You don't have a big trip plan? Like last year you went to Cabot.
Yeah, well, Cabot was great. My son and I went there, Cabot Cliffs and Cabot Links. And
so nothing this year like that, though?
No. My son just tore his knee. Well, he tore it and he just had surgery on it, so he won't be playing any golf this year.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And I'll have to get out with my wife somewhere, but for a trip, probably isn't going to happen this year.
Well, for me, I mean, it's just excited to play healthy again now that my shoulder is fixed. It's unbelievable. Like I've only played twice, Stalker, and 72, and last week I was 69, and I mean, I'm rusty still. I had 5 terrible shots last week in that 69, but just to play healthy again. But there's one trip I'm really looking forward to. We always play in a tournament called the Challenge Cup. It's I'll be going with myself, Shaun, who is just with us, Adam Whizzer, and Derek Senko, our superintendent. We're going out to Radium. But this year we've decided, 3 of us have families, and we're deciding we're going to bring our families with us.
Oh, nice.
And my wife and Luke are going to stay an extra day, and we're going to play a little golf and hang out, do some mini golf. I'm really looking forward to that trip more than ever because our families are going to join us. So it's going to be a little extra special because it's always great to be able to hang out and play some golf with my family, especially as Luke's getting older and really loving it. So that's going to be great. Local event, Stalker. What was on the docket for local events this week?
Well, there was let me find it here. Sorry. There was a Maple Leaf Junior Tour at Sylvan Lakes Meadowlands Golf Course. And then the junior boys, there's 2 Edmonton kids, both 8 years old. Jordy Bain from Edmonton shot a 73. And Blake Widmer, also from Edmonton, shot a 75. It's on a shorter course, but still great. And a fantastic highlight was an opening hole-in-one made in the Maple Leaf Junior Tour Girls 9 to 10 division by 10-year-old Mia He of Edmonton. Stepped up and aced the very first hole, from 135 yards. So that was a good start. And there was a few other hole-in-ones at the Edmonton Petroleum Club. Mike Pryor, number 15, used an 8-iron from 120 yards. At Wolf Creek, Austin Lorfice, ace number 7 on the old course from 127 yards in the silver tees with a 52-degree wedge. But there was a hole-in-one, which I found in an old email. And it was after our show had finished last year. And you got to hear this story. I don't know if we've mentioned it ever at all, but I got an email from Ron Vandermeer at Lewis Estates that Carol Wallace didn't just get 1 ace, but she got 2 on the same day.
Oh.
Both from the front red tees. Hole number 4 from 93 yards and hole number 12 from 82 yards. I'm glad I found it because the odds on 2 aces in 1 round is 67 million to 1.
Oh,
That's Carol
very
Wallace.
impressive. And that a 10-year-old getting a hole-in-one too. Holy.
Yeah.
That's going to make a lot of people that hear this jealous.
I know.
Yeah, no question. Well, that's great. I just want to mention, you talk about this Maple Leaf Junior Tour that goes on all the time. Last night, my wife and I and Luke were at the Oilers game, and sitting beside me were these 2 young guys, and they started talking about golf. So I said, hey, you guys golf? And got into conversation. They both play. I didn't get their names. One's plays out of the Petroleum Club. One plays out of the Mayfair. They both play on the Maple Leaf Junior Tour. One's 17. He's got himself a scholarship down to California for golf starting next year. The other one is 16. He's too young to actually get the official scholarship yet, but he'll start pretty soon getting to talk to schools, and he'll be getting a scholarship because the other guy admitted that the 16-year-old is a better player than he is. So anyways, that was kind of cool to meet these 2 young guys that are out there playing on that tour each and every week and
it's a good tour.
Getting scholarships. So that's amazing. How about golf? You've been whining, complaining about your game all show long, all spring long. Every time we text or every time we talk, you're telling me how bad you suck. But where'd you play this week? And maybe don't talk about your game anymore if it's that bad. Talk about the golf courses you played and how they are.
Well, I played Victoria and the Ranch, as I was mentioning, for the second time this year, and Victoria for the second time. Victoria's in good shape. The greens are good, and the Ranch is perfect. So those are the 2 courses I played this week.
Okay, what do you got lined up for this week then?
I don't know. I got to get my head together here and get my game going, go to the driving range and hit a lot of balls.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Have you ever thought about practicing?
Yeah, I've thought about it.
You thought about it? Yeah. Maybe you should try it.
Yeah, that might be the next step.
So, like I said, I played twice, but I practice almost every day. I don't practice for long, 15, 20 minutes a day. And
you get to walk out your back door and
that's
practice.
True. That's true. But it really is annoying when out my window I get to see that beautiful view of 1 and 10 at the ranch, and it's like, gosh, I'd like to go play it, but I'm too darn busy. I mean, when you have you don't remember this probably, when you got a 7-year-old kid and you got a big job. I mean, it's like your life is busy. You got to, as soon as you get done your work, you got to go pick up your kid and take him to football practice or baseball practice or swimming or whatever. It's professional chauffeur. But yeah, I'm thrilled with my game at the 60, like I said, 69 last week. And I'm telling you, I hit 5 horrendous shots that if I can just get out on the course, maybe just a little bit more and shake that rust off. I'm pretty excited for how I might play this year for sure. But okay. So you said you have no big upcoming plans for this golf season. I'm a little disappointed to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Cabot Links. I don't think we talked about my trip to Cabot in Inverness, Nova Scotia, but it's ranked number 1 by Score Golf magazine. Number 1 is Cabot Cliffs, and number 3 is Cabot Links. So, and I like number 3, the one that's number 3, the Links course, a little better.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. You got out there. I'm so jealous.
It was unbelievable. Just fantastic. The views, the scenery, the layout, everything was just perfect.
Right. Really quickly before we get to break, and Jack Bushman in segment 1 talked when we were previewing the U.S. Open, talked about this a little bit, but there was some information that went out on social media this week about what they're doing to Quail Hollow's golf course this year. And Jack was talking about 3 to 4 inch rough.
They've been doing it for 20 years.
5-inch rough.
Yeah.
5-inch rough. 7,600 yards.
Yeah.
They're basically promoting that they absolutely don't want the winner to be under par.
Right. Fazio's been doing changes there for, like I said, for about the last 20 years.
I want to know what your thoughts are on that. Do you?
No, I don't like it.
Okay, because was it not? Yeah, last week, was it last week? Scheffler won at a tournament that was 7,500 yards at like 32 under par.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like? 32 under par winning? Do you like even par winning, or somewhere in the middle?
Somewhere in the middle, I guess. But you want to see a tight fit. You don't want to see one guy running away.
Yeah, for the U.S.
Maybe
Open,
Scheffler's that good.
Yeah, well, but there was other guys that were deep too. Like the last round, somebody else shot like 62 and didn't gain a stroke. Like it's crazy. But I don't know. For me, I actually like that about the U.S. Open. Like,
that it's tough.
Beat these guys up a little bit, because when you can go out some other weeks and shoot 32 under par in 4 rounds, even though it's 7,500 yards. I mean, these guys are good.
Yeah,
but I like that one time a year, the U.S. Open. Like, just give it to them. I kind of like that, but like 5-inch rough, man.
Yeah,
they're going to break their wrists hitting the ball out of it. All right. Well, on the other side of the break, we are going to do our trivia contest. So get ready for that. And we're also going to be joined by Brandon McGregor, the experiential manager for TaylorMade Golf in Canada. Stay with us. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
This summer, Alberta Golf is focused on recreational and junior play. Recreational players can find their fun at upswing.ca. The McLennan Ross Alberta Junior Tour has 24 stops across the province. For players learning to compete, the Youth on Course program is back, letting juniors play for $5 or less at participating facilities. Any $10 donation made to the Alberta Golf Foundation pays for an 18-hole round for a kid in Alberta. For more on everything we do, albertagolf.org.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. The hosts of the VIP Golf Show are also published authors. That's right, your golf show hosts Curtis Stock and Murray McCourt both have incredible books out right now. Search on Amazon for The Turcottes, the remarkable story of a horse racing dynasty by Curtis Stock, and Outside the Tee Box, my personal journey and secrets to success in the golf business by Murray McCourt. Order your copies today, available on Amazon. Now you know.
Acme Scrap Iron and Metals offers fast, friendly, and reliable service. They will supply containers of different sizes to remove all types of metals and for the removal of demolition waste. Plus, they buy steel, cast iron, copper, aluminum, brass, and more. With 50 years of business, Acme Scrap Iron and Metals has created a strong commitment to the proper handling of materials and adhere to environmental standards. Visit acmescrapmetal.com for hours of operation and call 780-447-1623 to arrange for a container.
Let your perfect day of golf start at the 27-hole Legends Golf and Country Club. With picturesque views of the River Valley and only 4 minutes off the Orem Road exit from the Henday, the Legends also features a large grass driving tee range and the world's largest golf car museum. Visit the legendsgolf.ca website to plan your next round with drone flights over all 3 nines. To book your tee time at Edmonton's finest full facility 27-hole golf course, call 780-449-4911 or visit us online.
Immerse yourself in a world where golf intertwines with the historic valor of the Canadian Armed Forces. At the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, every round connects you with the courageous stories of our military's past. With fairways set against genuine combat equipment and historic monuments, your game becomes a meaningful link to the legacy of those who've served. And make sure to aim carefully to avoid a memorable shot off a tank. Get your membership and celebrate the challenge of golf and the honor of our armed forces. Visit egmgolf.com for more.
It's back. The 6th annual Ardent Roof Systems Charity Golf Classic at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Tee off for a great cause with hole-in-one contests, food and drink stations, dunk tanks, and even a chance to win a golf trip for 2 to Pebble Beach. Be a part of an incredible day on one of Edmonton's most picturesque courses, all in support of the Stollery Child Life Program. Golf, give back, make a difference. The 6th annual Ardent Roof Systems Charity Golf Classic. Sign up, sponsor, or learn more today at ardentroofsystems.com.
Accelerate business connections at an executive level with Corporate Connections. Some of the brightest minds in Edmonton come together to discuss and brainstorm big thoughts. Corporate Connections Think Tank brings our members and selected guests together to share experiences and ideas around some of the most relevant topics in business today. Topics that impact each of us, every business, most decisions, all initiatives. Will you come and join the conversation? Get questions answered, learn a few new perspectives, and be part of this energetic and inspiring event on May 28th. Corporate Connections Think Tank. Visit us at corporateconnections.com, where leaders connect.
Join us for the return of the Tom Goodchild Memorial Golf Tournament on Thursday, August 28th at Leduc Golf and Country Club. Enjoy a day of golf while supporting a great cause. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, followed by a round of golf at the scenic Leduc Golf and Country Club. Then unwind with drinks and indulge in a gourmet dinner, all culminating in a lively auction. Come out and celebrate Tom Goodchild's legacy while supporting the Tom Goodchild Memorial Bursary, which assists NAIT culinary students in financial need. The Tom Goodchild Memorial Golf Tournament promises unforgettable experiences. Sign up now at sawmill.ca/golf. That's sawmill.ca/golf.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
I could have taken some photos for OnlyFans. Reed Wilkins up-gown shots. What's Reed wearing for the eye surgery? What's going to pop out next? I think I was totally covered, except my eyeball peeking out, and maybe other parts of me. I don't know if they uncovered anything else. Cover up his face, but lift up that gown. Oh, you know what? Put it back.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon, 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems, with your hosts, Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt here along with Curtis Stock. This segment is brought to you by the Stony Plain Golf Club. Whether you're looking to get custom fit clubs or lessons to improve your swing, check out the Stony Plain Golf Course at golfstonyplain.com. And it is now trivia time. Our trivia contest is brought to you by Tough Stuff Promotions. Tough Stuff works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hardworking name. Call 780-470-4545 or visit toughstuffpromotions.com for all your logo merchandise needs. The winner of the contest will get a custom fitting from the TaylorMade Performance Center and a gift card to the Keg Steakhouse and Bar with 5 locations around Edmonton. Why not tonight? And Stalker, what's the question of the week this week?
What is the name of the trophy that goes to the winner of this week's PGA Championship? What is the name of the trophy that goes to the winner of the PGA Championship?
Okay.
Got any ideas?
Well, we're going to talk about that for a second because I don't think Brando from TaylorMade is on quite yet. So if you want to get in on that contest, text in to 780-218-9999 and let us know your answer to that, and hopefully you could get yourself a prize. Now, Stalker, who is going to take that trophy home?
Scotty Scheffler. I'll go with the obvious one, or Rory.
Well,
1-2.
Yeah.
They're playing the best right now.
You know,
but there's so many good players out there from week to week that pop up, and the field is so much more competitive.
Well, yeah.
You always see a guy there, you go, who's he? You never used to see that before.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, because the depth on the tour is huge.
Deep.
And I just go back to Jack Bushman talking about DeChambeau, and I don't know if DeChambeau's, I don't know. I think he is due for a little step back. I don't think he's going to be in the mix this week, but what the heck do I know? I don't do all the research that Jack Bushman does, but
no.
I think this is going to be the one. I think Rory's going to be there. I think Scheffler's going to be there. Those are the easy ones, but then I think there's going to be a major surprise.
Yeah, like who?
Well, I don't necessarily can't really pinpoint a name on who I think it might be, but I just think there's going to be like a no name that comes out of the blue, and we're all going to be going like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And you remember a couple of years back in the PGA Championship? I'm going to forget his name right now, but there was basically a club pro that qualified for the tournament, and what did he get? Like 5th?
Yeah.
I just feel there's going to be a story like that. But Brandon McGregor is now with us. Good morning, Brando. How are you?
I'm doing good, Murray. How are you?
Yeah, not complaining too badly. Excited to get out on a golf course here pretty quick because it is a beautiful Sunday morning here in Edmonton. What's going on in Ontario?
We're about the same. Blue skies, sunny, a little chillier this morning, but I think it's going to warm up by the afternoon. So I'd say golf weather is here.
All right, good stuff. Well, as the experiential manager, which means you run the tailor-made performance centers all across Canada, you can't really tell that in your job title, but that's
I was
really
wondering
what
what
you do.
experiential meant.
It's a pretty vague job title for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So jack of all trades for sure. But what is the latest and greatest equipment from TaylorMade for 2025?
Yeah, we recently introduced our QI35 lineup. So anywhere from drivers, we have our QI35 LS, our core driver, and our max driver. So some big changes there, and then new fairways, new rescues. We actually just released our 4th iteration of P790s. So those have been super iconic over the years, and we just refined some little touches and made it always a little bit better every release, every kind of 2 years with the P790s. So really excited about those. But yeah, overall, really solid lineup. We're really impressed with the performance, and the feedback's been great.
I bought new TaylorMades last year. What's the difference between last year's model and this year? What am I missing out on?
Yeah, so as long as you get fit, you're not going to gain like night and day difference changes, I would say. We're always looking to improve. We'll never release a product that's not measurably better. But I would say this year, when it comes to our driver lineup, what we did, we kind of lowered the CG on the face. So usually most people get their longest hits when they hit it just above center and a little bit towards the toe. So what that does, it creates a gear effect, and it launches the ball a little bit higher with a little less spin, and you essentially get most distance. So it's not always about hitting the perfect center of the face to get maximum distance. It's about creating the best launch conditions. So if we can create more of the face to create those like optimal launch conditions, then the golfer essentially is going to see more distance. I think everyone's chasing distance with drivers, so that's what our new drivers are doing. Essentially, there's more of the face, the more of the surface area above center that is creating essentially those optimal launch conditions.
What about with the irons? What's the difference?
Yeah, so our new P790 irons, we have incorporated, it's called flighted CG. So we've actually designed, in the past, irons have kind of been like a one size fits all for no matter if it's a 4-iron or a pitching wedge. This year we implemented flighted CG, which then essentially kind of tailors each iron for its needs. So a 4-iron, most people struggle with hitting it high. And if we make the weighting internally a little different in that 4-iron and launches it a little bit higher versus your 8-iron, you might not want to hit so high, then we'll change the center of gravity there, and then you'll be able to launch it a little bit lower. So we're essentially tailoring each individual iron to the specific shot you want to hit, which is really cool.
A question I have for you with all this, Brando, is every year or two, all companies are bringing out something new, the latest and greatest, but how much better can golf clubs get?
That's a great question. We get asked all the time.
There has to be a point, like, I guess technology always improves like anything, but like even think 5-10 years from now, what can happen with golf clubs that are going to make them so much better than they are today? Because I find that hard to believe, but because of technology and whatnot, it's probably going to be very different.
Yeah, our R&D team surprises us every year. Like I think I was asking myself the same question maybe 5-10 years ago, because there's been significant change in the last 5-10 years, and the USG and the RNA are putting limitations on everything. And we talked about even the golf ball rollback they were talking about implementing, and it's just, they're always challenging our teams, and our teams are always finding ways to make things better. And all I would say is, we're always planning so far ahead. Like, we have iterations of drivers from 5 years from now, and we're making small changes every year. Like we said, we'll never release a product that's not measurably better. So this year we're measurably better from a forgiveness standpoint. Next year it could be the same, could be a little bit more distance, could be different spins won't be affected as often with certain clubs. So I would say you won't see as much like massive jumps. Like I don't think there's a lot of people that are going to see off the rack 20 yards extra on their driver year over year. If you get fit, you might actually see 10, 15, 20 yards. But that's kind of going to be the focus moving forward, is delivering a really good fitting experience, because a fit golf club versus off the rack is night and day difference. There's a chance that the off the rack product might line up to you, but we always recommend getting fit. And I think that's where the future kind of lies. And that's where we see golf going in the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, it's an obvious answer and question, but why should people get custom fit?
Yeah, so everyone swings the golf club differently. No matter if you create the same shot shape, if you play a fade and your buddy plays a fade, that doesn't mean you create the same shot shape identically. And you have different club head speeds, you have different preferences. Curtis, you might like the feel of one club, but Murray likes the feel of something else. And even though you might swing it the same or differently, that's where the fitter, the expert, essentially, it's just like going to the shoe store. You're going to gravitate towards certain brands, and certain brands are going to fit your foot a little bit better. And you're going for advice and professional advice. And that's what our fitters around Canada are doing. They're relaying they're experts in the space, and they're going to find the right clubs for you. And it's going to make the game a lot more enjoyable. It could reduce strokes off your game. You'll have full confidence in the clubs that you're using. You know that those are the ones for you, instead of maybe there's something better next year, or maybe I should go spend more money next year because my game's not where I want it to be. At least you're going to have that confirmation.
I always say it's like not going to an optometrist to get new glasses. You wouldn't just buy glasses off the rack, but you'll buy golf clubs off the rack.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
Brando, I'm curious obviously I know the experience, but why don't you let our listeners know, if someone's going for a custom fitting, what does it look like? And what is the process that they would be going through that gets them to the end result that they're looking for?
Yeah, I think the biggest hurdle is signing up. I think some golfers they think they're not good enough to go get fit. And that's not the case. No matter what your level of if you play once a week, if you play once a month, if you play 5 times a week, everyone can benefit from getting fit. And the actual process itself is really cool. You get kind of one-on-one time with a master fitter, an experiential rep, or like one of our fitters, and they take you through the process from driver all the way down to putter. You can book one part of the bag. You can book a couple parts of the bag, a full bag. And essentially they're just making sure that the clubs that you bring, because it's always good to benchmark of what you currently do with your clubs, that there's obviously progress and you see some benefit there. And you're going to be hitting, we have fitting heads that kind of interchange all the shafts. We have thousands of shafts in our lineup, and that's the job of our fitters to kind of navigate through all that for each customer that comes through. But all I would say is, like, the process itself is really cool. It's honestly, it's very similar to what we do on our tour. If Rory or Tiger or Scotty or anything like that is looking for equipment change, or they're interested in the new product, like, they spend one-on-one time with our fitters. They hit balls. We see the results. We use, it's called a launch monitor. Essentially, it tracks what the golf ball is doing in the air. And it allows our fitters to really navigate to the best possible setup for that golfer. And at the end of it, there's a recommendation. If you want to go ahead with the clubs, you can. If you don't, least you know that what's proper for you in the future, and you can be successful.
Where can someone get custom fit with TaylorMade, and how can they make a booking?
Yeah. So great question. We have access to fittings all over Canada, but specifically if you're a public golfer, I would say we have retailers that you can go to, but personally, I love the experience at our TaylorMade performance centers, because first and foremost, you're going to get the best expert in TaylorMade product. So you get a master fitter at one of our locations. We have one actually in Edmonton at the ranch there. And to book, it's really simple. You can go to tailormadegolf.ca. Under custom fitting, there's going to be a landing page of describes all custom fitting and who it's for, all that stuff. And then if you scroll down to by your city, your location, then it will pop up, and it's really simple. You click book now, and then it will show you all the availability. It's super simple, really straightforward. If you don't want to go to our website, you can always you can go to the ranch's website. You can go to a different golf course's website, see if they fit. But that's what I recommend, because I would say it's the ultimate fitting experience, and it has the most selection of TaylorMade gear. And a really cool kind of a perk going to the ranch, we actually have TP5 and TP5X premium golf balls on the range. So you're not hitting kind of that like typical beat up range ball. So you actually get really good numbers, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, as always, appreciate your time and your knowledge on all things TaylorMade, and have yourself a great day, Brando.
Okay, Murray. Thanks, Curtis. Take care.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good one. That was Brandon McGregor from TaylorMade. Now, Soccer, I'm going to say one thing before we get to trivia here. I played golf with Brando once at the ranch.
Yeah.
Think number 16.
Yeah.
The one that we said you can't hit a driver?
Right.
He drove the green.
No, impossible. Sorry.
He did. It was ridiculous. He's a really good player.
Are you serious?
He drove the green.
That's 365 carry?
Yeah. It was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All right. Trivia. Pretty simple one this week.
Pardon me?
Pretty simple one.
Pretty simple one, yeah. The answer is the Wanamaker Trophy. It was named after Rodman Wanamaker, who was a key player in the founding of the PGA of America. And according to Jason Duffner, who won it in 2013, it can fit 43 beers. It's a big trophy.
Wow, 43 G.
Jason would know, too.
Yeah, all right. Well, the winner of the contest, a regular listener to the show, congratulations, Mr. Tyler Hopka. I'll get in touch with you and get you your prize. I'm still waiting on the gift cards from the keg, so as soon as I get those, I'll be getting the prizes out to the first 2 weeks winners, and that wraps up another episode of the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Next week, we're gonna talk with Kevin Thistle. He's the executive director of the PGA of Canada. We're going to talk golf fitness with Jordan Jeske. Your new personal trainer.
Yeah.
Golf tips. Oh, not going to be with that person. We're going to get you golf tips from somebody, but it's not going to be Lisa Longball. She's not available next week. We're going to catch up with the Edmonton Golf Association, and we'll go around YEG and check in with the Coal Creek Golf Resort. So have yourself a great week. Get out and play some golf, and be sure to tune in next Sunday right here on Edmonton Sports Talk at 8 a.m. for the VIP Golf Show.
Accelerate business connections at an executive level with Corporate Connections. We connect leaders around the world and empower them to create opportunities and meaningful change in their organizations, communities, and lives. Join a trusted network of top CEOs and industry pioneers. Share challenges, gain insights, and benefit from peer-to-peer experience sharing. Together, we elevate leadership, build personal and professional growth while expanding influence, and together building a brighter future. Corporate Connections is your gateway to transformative connections. Visit us at corporatecommunications.com, where leaders connect.
Escape the ordinary and experience golfing paradise at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Immerse yourself in our exceptional layout and enjoy excellent conditions that will take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself with a unique twist. Tackle the only black sand traps in all of Alberta. And why not extend your stay? Relax in one of our spacious RV lots, offering the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. Visit coalcreek.ca now to book your tee time and plan your unforgettable getaway at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Your perfect golfing escape awaits.
Ready to level up your golf game? Come swing by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, where serious golf meets serious fun. With a championship-style course, pristine conditions, and above all, a fun laid-back atmosphere, the Ranch is where every round feels like a getaway. Get top-notch service at unmatched value every time you play at the Ranch. Think you have what it takes to go low? Bring your A game and find out why the Ranch is the best value in golf. 25, 50, 100, and 200 round packs on sale. TheRanchGolf.com.
Your logo matters. So if you're gonna put it onto something, it's gonna be tough enough to be useful. Tough Stuff Promotions works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hard-working name. Whether it's promotional items, branded clothing, industrial workwear, golf, or athletics, Tough Stuff works hard for hard-working folks. Get the tough stuff you need when you need it. For easy ordering, call 780-470-4545 or visit toughstuffpromotions.com.
Do not miss the Ardent Roof Systems Charity Golf Tournament presented by Pioneer Golf Company, Canadian-made golf accessories. Friday, July 5th, the Ranch Golf and Country Club, one of Alberta's premier championship golf courses. For sponsorship info or to register, go to ardentroofsystems.com. Your round includes breakfast, the famous ranch steak dinner, a massive silent auction, and a chance to give back to an unbelievable cause. The Stollery Child Life Program, the Ardent Roof Systems annual charity golf tournament, one of the best tournaments of the summer.
I came in 2 under par.
I ended up in the pond again.
Whether you're an old pro or just out for fun, Devon Golf is the course to hit, no matter how skilled you are. Just 30 minutes from Edmonton, Devon Golf boasts scenic valley views and incredible conditions. Golf 18 tree-lined holes along the North Saskatchewan River, or if you're just here for the post-game celebration, check out the Greens restaurant for a bite on their patio. Devon Golf, truly a hidden gem. To book your tee time, visit devongolf.ca.
Enjoy a round of golf on 2 of Canada's top public courses at Wolf Creek, designed by renowned architect Rod Whitman. If you haven't been to Wolf Creek recently, now's the time to check out the best course conditions in years. Enjoy a pure links golf experience and great course conditions. After your game, relax at Barney's Lounge with great food, drinks, and patio views. It's a destination getaway only a short drive away in Ponoka. Visit wolfcreekgolf.com to learn more.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at VIPgolf.ca.
Grab your clubs and tee up for your best golf season yet. Hone your skills and improve your game at the Country Club Golf Tour Academy. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Country Club Tour offers the best lesson programs for every level of golfer. Take your skill set to a higher level and train with their simulators, launch monitors, and PGA of Canada's teaching professionals. You can train all year long at their 7 golf courses and indoor golf center. Sign up for lessons with the CCT Golf Academy today and countryclubtour.com.